Hey guys, welcome back. I'm so glad you're joining me again today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ray. I'm the CEO and founder of Posh Operations. Okay, so today I want to show you how to find clients in Facebook groups. Now, I know I've talked a lot about different ways and different platforms to look for clients. However, I get the most questions about how to find stuff on Facebook. Now, the reason I really like Facebook is you're working directly with the client. So you're not dealing with, a third party platform that's going to take 20% of your earnings, right? We really want to work directly with our clients as much as possible. So I just wanted to highlight some ways that I often help people find roles, or when I'm sourcing for VAs for clients that I'm working with. This is, also a place that I go. I did want to plug real quick that Posh Operations does have a bi-monthly newsletter that goes out where we post a lot of these gigs. Now, we do our best to make sure they're not scam. You never know. You don't know people, but we do check out their business to a certain extent. So we feel good about the list we provide. If you want to go ahead and join our list, then you would start receiving those emails with open positions as well. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Now, there's so many Facebook groups out there. And there's so many Facebook groups for virtual assistants or for online business managers. You want to go ahead and join those groups to start networking. Now, this is one of my favorites. It's How She Did That. It's a great community by Latasha Booth. And each month they post a job posting, or like this little graphic right here, this job op posting, right? And so this one was just posted. We're at the beginning of the month, so nothing has really been added. But what I'm going to do is show you, you click this job op hashtag, and this is some, in all of the entrepreneur groups, usually this hashtag has been used within the group, and you can search that, whenever I post an opening, I use this tag. So most people are used to using it. So it's a great way to search within a group. So let's go look here at this. Oh, that's March. Yeah, let's look at March 1st. Okay. Now, you do want to be aware there's going to be non-agency postings in groups. There's going to be agency postings in groups. Depending on the type of work that you're looking for, you just want to be aware of that. And it's going to, determine also what people are offering as far as like pay goes. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is you can kind of start scrolling through here and seeing all these different positions that are being posted. Okay. And what they're going to do is they're going to post their link to their application. These might be closed because this was last month, but we'll see here. Okay. And make sure that you always spend the time reading through the description. Go check out their website. You can go check out their Facebook, profile. Sometimes you're going to see this is the OBM posting. Sometimes it's the business owner. It just depends on how big their team is. Now, one thing you don't want to do, and it's on a lot of these posts, is do not DM these people. Do not message them unless they specifically have a call to action saying, message me for more information or send me your portfolio. Or sometimes they'll provide an email address that they want you to submit something to. And that's fine if you send them an email, if I provided that. But 9 times out of 10, people do not want you messaging them. And if they directly say, please do not DM me, and you DM them, you are now no longer qualified for that position because you didn't listen to the basic instructions of the job post. Okay. As a recruiter, I always say, do not DM me. I still probably get about 20 DMs, and I write those people off because I ask them not to do that. And for me, it's really hard to manage that many Facebook messages. I would rather someone submit their information into the project management system that I have my application attached to so that I can actually go through in an organized way of like reviewing these applications and seeing, how many hours someone has available or what their rate is. So please just make sure you truly read through these posts and see the directions that they have provided for you. A lot of people are going to be posting these Google Docs. This is a very popular way. to do a job application in our industry. This is the way that I do my recruiting as well. And so just take the time and see if it sounds like a good fit for you. Now, I say this all the time, especially in the academy, is don't be so desperate that you consider a position that doesn't feel good for you. You know, they're going to be pretty honest. Usually, no, actually, I shouldn't say always. I'd say half the time people are pretty honest in these about the CEO or whoever you're working for, their style, what the values are of the business. And if those things don't align with you, don't apply, because you're going to work with them for 3 months and then realize it's a horrible fit. And that was a waste of time, not only for you, but for them. And word of mouth is huge in our industry. So we want to make sure that we're honoring our clients, our potential clients, as much as possible. And part of that, and one of the most honoring things you can do, is decide something actually isn't a good fit. Now, let's say you get on your first call with them and you realize that. Just be honest, because just because you got to that first round does not mean that you've committed to anything. And if you just let them know, hey, like, after talking to you, I think you're a wonderful, wonderful person. I'm super excited about what you're doing. However, I just don't feel like this is the best fit for me. They're going to respect that. And, some people, depending on where they're at in their business, they might be offended, and that's not something that you have to worry about. Okay. That's all them. Let them deal with that. It's better than you having to have that conversation 3 months in, because I have been there when something wasn't a good fit. And then I went back and looked at the original job posting, and if I would have read between the lines, I probably would have realized she was not a good fit for me. But I was at a point in my career where I did not realize that. So you'll get better at reviewing these applications the more that you have experience as a virtual assistant. Okay. So, a lot of times in here, there is going to be a test project. Now, from my view as a recruiter, I personally don't think it's appropriate to do test projects before someone's application has been reviewed, because it could be a waste of your time and a waste of theirs to review it. So usually this should be step 2, but you will see a lot of test, projects within the process, just to see, your style of work, see if their communication of tasks actually makes sense. So it's really actually a great exercise on both sides. Another thing that you're going to see a lot is people are going to be asking for a video. Okay. So they're just going to ask for, they might, like, this one doesn't even say like how long the video should be, but really you're going to look at basically a 2 to 3 minute video, just introducing yourself, and just a little bit about you, and make sure you let your personality shine in this video. You can talk about your experience, why you're interested in this position, what stands out to you about it. If there's just something you're like, I love yoga. I think this is a yoga teacher. I don't know. I saw something about yoga. Oh, yeah, it's a digital yoga academy. Maybe you're a yoga fanatic and you're like, this would be so much fun, and I have the expertise she's looking for. And I just, it just sounds so exciting for you. Make sure that you convey that in the video, because that is going to be attractive to them. Now, only say stuff like that if it's actually true. We don't want to try to intrigue people. We don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm this, when you're really not. Like, that's also going to come through once you start working with them. If they're very clear here about why this role would not work for you, make sure you read that and consider it. Like, in this case, she doesn't want you working with other yoga business coaches. Be honest about that, because if you are working with other yoga business coaches and she finds out, you have just betrayed trust. And like I say, word of mouth is huge in our industry. Okay. So just a few examples of, there's so many on here. All sorts of things you're going to find, like community manager. Most likely that is like a Facebook community manager. Some people have private communities. A lot of operations managers, lots of OBM, lots of virtual assistant work on here. There's a lot. Okay. Copywriters. This is just a great place. If you also want to go and get ideas of what's out there, you can go look and see what people are looking for and start creating your offer list based off of that. And, or maybe if you're trying to get some education in first and make sure that you're skilled in the areas that people will be looking for. This is one of my favorite recruiters. So if you ever see anything by Diana, she's amazing. But you can, let's see, responsibilities. So these are things you could start training yourself on. YouTube is great for training yourself on a lot of these tasks, and these things are not that difficult. Once you actually get in and start working, you'll realize how much more you can do than you thought you could and how much you can learn from YouTube, because there's very little that is not on YouTube at this point in our lives. Okay. And then another community I like, this one is definitely going to be more focused for higher level positions. But like I said, here's that hashtag again. So we're going to go click on that hashtag. Oops. And it's going to show us the most relevant positions that have been posted. Let's see here. They're also going to tell you how many hours a week. So make sure that you've figured out. We go through this process in the academy of deciding how many hours per week we want to work based on our goals and based on the rate that we're going to be charging. Okay. And so in every application, you are going to see some kind of explanation of how many hours they think this position is going to take. Now, the reason I say they think is because if they've never worked with someone before, or if this is a new position, people like to guess. And usually they're going to guess low because they want to think, oh, it's only going to cost, 10 hours a week. And if that was the rate, it's only like $200 a week for all this stuff they're going to get done. So sometimes clients are a little bit too ideal when it comes to guessing the capacity for a project. Okay. So just take that with a grain of salt. That's all I have to say here. And then always pay attention to time zone if that is an issue for you. Most likely you can work around it depending on how many meetings they're going to be having and the type of work. One thing to notice here is that, let's see. So she Ashley, this, let's see what she looks like. She might be the CEO, but yeah, so you can kind of do some research here. And she's actually the one posting it. So you could check out her profile, go check out her business, just get a feel for things. Always look at their website before a discovery call, because that's going to show that you're taking this seriously. Anytime I've gotten on the call with someone who I'm recruiting for and they haven't looked at the client's website and they have no idea who the client is, I don't feel like they're taking it seriously. And it doesn't mean you have to read through every single one of their blog posts, but at least read through what they offer, like what are their services, and about them. What is their story? And if there's a team page, go check out the team page and see if the position you're applying for has someone in it currently, because that's another interesting thing to talk about on your discovery call, right? All right. So we can just kind of scroll through here, but I often hear that people have a really hard time finding any job postings that they don't feel like is a scam. And if you're in the right groups, they're everywhere. And you're going to find a huge variety of just type of work and type of business and what people are willing to pay. It's across the board. So you'll kind of figure out what to look for, what you're interested in. Client services is a fun one. You might not love systems as much as I do. You will find that some people put some interesting things together that sometimes should be separate roles. That's the way of small business. And so they are looking for a unicorn at times, but you know what? Oftentimes they will eventually find that unicorn. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys that these positions are in Facebook groups, and there's a lot of positions. Okay. And just as a recruiter, one of my biggest tips is show up to the interview. You would be amazed at how many people apply for positions and then submit either half done applications, or they submit a video of them in their car driving, of all things, trying to talk about why you should interview them. Okay. So take the time, do it well. Like if you need to do, like, put it on your calendar, like, there's going to be deadlines of when applications close. So the second you see this, you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I have to apply for this right now. Okay. If it is a dream position, you want to take the time, put 2 hours on your schedule if it's truly a dream position, and put your best effort into applying for that position. Okay. Take the time, do your hair, put on a blazer, make sure that your background's clean, and submit your video. Just really focus on being intentional with these applications, because as a recruiter, I'll tell you, a lot of applications come through. Not a lot of high quality ones do, though. And so if you take that extra step, take the extra hour to make sure that you are doing a good job and presenting yourself well, you'll have a really great chance of getting on that call. So I just wanted to show you guys what's out there. As always, let me know if you have any questions, and I'm always here to help. Thanks.